record. Boom, there we go. So we are going to build some classes. So people know how to start a new project? Okay, so we're gonna go up here. You're gonna click on, come on. Goodness gracious. Sorry, my computer's just not happy right now. All right. Anyone see my mouse? It completely refigured my split screens too. So I'm a little, there we go, down there. Okay. So we're going to go to new project. Click on new project. It should say something like this. Okay. So we don't care what we call this project. We're going to call it dog. Okay. Do make sure that your language is Java, that your build system is IntelliJ. Everyone should have a JDK here. Are we good? If you do not have a JDK, you got 17, that's fine.
Java, right?
In Java, IntelliJ, so it's got to say Java, IntelliJ, dog. I'm making sure that my documents, it's in my Java folder. Did we create our Java folder last class? We did, right?
We did.
Put it in your Java folder. So if you need to go look for your Java folder, go look for your Java folder. Okay. Do not click add sample code. Don't do it. So unclick that box. And then what do? We create. And you're going to see something like this. It's just going to open up. This is not working for me, but that's okay. We're going to create something like this. There we go. I got to drag it back over. There we go. Hopefully this works. Okay. You have, what do we have here? Anything? Does everyone have what I'm seeing here, more or less? Perfect. How did you get there? You added sample code. Added sample code. No, just leave it. Just leave it. What do you have on? You added sample code and have the AI assist. I need to remember how to turn off the AI assist. No, because if did you do dog? Yeah, just leave dog. And just get out of there. Just take, for both of you, take everything and get rid of it. Okay. Just copy and paste it and cut it. Okay. Okay. Because you'll get the next step in a second. Okay. So you right click on SRC. Your class files have to go in here. Gonna right click on here. It's gonna give us new up at the top. This is running really slow. Wow, new Java class. I'm going to call this dog dot what? Yeah. Java lowercase. Now it'll give me a coding window. I've got public class dog. Sweet. We're going to start with a static method. What would be my header on this method? We're going to make a bark method. So my dog's going to bark.
Oh, it's a
No, just no. Yes, but hold on to that thought. Public. What does public do? You can access it all over the place. Static means what? It applies to all the objects. It's not specific to a specific instance. So it applies to the whole class. Public static. Now there's one other piece of this method header. So public status bark. Ah, why is it void?
Because you ain't returning.
Because I'm not returning anything, right? Because what am I going to use to make a bark thing? Problem. A print statement, right? So it's not returning anything. It's just saying something. So it's going to be a void method. And all of our, just again, this is sort of reminders, all of our methods, just like all of our variables have to have return types, all of our methods have to have return types, right? So this one's void, public static void bark. I'm going to show you a really fun thing, but I'm not going to do it quite yet. I'm going to make you type everything out for the first week, and then I'll give you the shortcuts. Unless IntelliJ may now actually give you the shortcuts. But so now to get this thing to bark, what do I do? System dot out dot print line. Orf. Sure, arf. Okay,
You did something wrong. So, shut this down. No, just, no, stop. We got that. What's wrong with your dog? Good, you're not feeling.
This is the original.
Yeah, so just copy and paste all that, and get rid of it. Yeah, everything. So do me a favor, right click on SRC.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show you yet. I'll show you when you use
Right, click on SRC.
That is right.
There, that's right, click dog class. Now put your dog. Capital D. Any class name should be capitalized. Okay. Now, can I run this?
No,
why not?
because you're not calling it.
I haven't done anything with it. So what are my options? Someone other than Tony, what are my options here to get this thing to actually work, to make my dog bark? Alex,
Main method.
main method. What's my main method header? Public, static, void, main, string, pirates. And then what do I have to do?
Fire. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Arg.
Bark.
Okay, right. I,
Oh, it's Spark.
arf, barf? No, not barf. The bark is arf barf, yes. When you combine them, you get barf. How do I call it?
Bark.
Bark? Yes?
Yeah.
Now, how do I run it?
You have a green thing.
I got all sorts of different options. I can just click on the green arrow up here. And if I've built it correctly, it's going to arf arf at the bottom. Arf arf. Now, a more common way that we're going to start to run programs is we're going to do this. We're going to get rid of our main method here. We're going to come over back over to SRC, right click again, create a new Java class that's called dog launcher .java. Now we have a dog launcher. Now, what do I need here? I need bark, but what do I need first?
Create an instance of that class.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, is it a subclass?
Ooh.
Or you can just extend. Right?
Well, go back to your original premise. What do I need to run a program?
Oh, this needs.
I need a main method. I won't teach you the shortcut, but look at that. Bam! So public static void main, we'll use args here because I just shortcutted it, right? So now can I just call bark? No, and you know what? Oh, look at that. So this is where IntelliJ is going to start to give you some hints. I don't even think I have AI assistant turned on here, okay? So I can't call bark. Why can't I call bark?
There is no bark.
There's no bark in this class. Dog launcher has no bark. Where's my bark?
It's a dog.
It's a dog. So here I have to actually, and I can really shortcut and just double click that, I think, or I can hit enter. Can I? No, apparently not, but I can do that and it gives me the hint. So dog.bark, and now I'll run that and my dog will bark. Arf arf. Well, well, let's do some object creation here before I dog.bark. Let's create a new dog. Can I do that with all I have here?
Yes. Oh. Wait, you have to import. Do you?
You don't have any like structure.
I don't have a dog constructor. All I have in dog is this void bark method.
Wait, you don't need, do you need? Oh, yeah.
Dog? What do we want to call our dog? Dog. Oh, Alex? I'm gonna go with Shumba. My dog's name is Shumba, if I can spell my dog's name. My dog's name is Shumba, so I'm gonna say dog Shumba. How do I complete a new object? Equals new dog. Now it's not liking dog here from instantiation of utility class dog, huh? Sometimes IntelliJ is gonna give us these error messages. First of all, why is Shumba underlined?
Because is a weird name. Oh, it's not, it's, yeah.
It's spell checking it. It's like, hey, I don't know what the heck, what Shumba is. It's giving us an underline under dog. It's got this instantiation of utility class dog.
Oh, 'cause
Doesn't
it's
make a lot of
telling you-
sense.
It's like telling you there's no need to create an instance.
Try running it.
It works.
It works. It's still gonna bark. Now, again, I just want to remind you, could I do Shumba.bark?
Yeah, you can, but there's like no point. You can just do dog.
It's a static method. I'm calling it from what? Yeah, it's saying static member dog.bark accessed via an instance variable, sort of telling me that this is a bad thing, right? But it works. I can do it. It's not great, but I can do it. Okay, it even gives me a little light bulb saying, hey, you're screwing up here. Okay, let's go back to our dog for a second. Let's ultimately, let's not make this static. Let's get rid of that. Okay, now what's going to happen over in Dog Launcher? Well, first things first, let's comment out creating Shumba. Can I still go in, and I know this is review for you guys, but I just want to we're going to ramp up quickly, very quickly, but I just want to make sure that we still have the basics wired. Okay. So if I call dog.bark, and a lot of this stuff is going to be more important as we go forward. Can I do that?
No, because it's not static.
No, now this will not work. This will say non-static method bark cannot be referenced from a static context. This one doesn't fly. Okay, so we can't go this direction the way we could the other direction. Okay. So if I now instantiate a new dog called Shumba, how about now? Can I use dog.bark with just Shumba created? He's a dog, so you'd think maybe I can do dog.bark, but he's an instance of a dog. Remember here, I'm calling the class .bark. Can the class bark?
No.
No, a dog now can bark because that's not a static method. So I do have to do this. We'll comment out our dog.bark and we'll make Shumba bark. Now Shumba can bark. Arf arf. Here's your challenge. I want you to create a couple things. First thing you're going to do is you're going to give your dog a weight. What do we call that? It would be an attribute. What else do we call it?
Variable. Parameter.
What kind of variable? An instance variable. This is an instance variable. It's a variable for the instance of a specific dog. Right? Okay. So we're going to create a dog weight. Then you're going to what else would we do in our actual dog class? If we were actually building out a dog class, what would be the other step? Someone mentioned it earlier. What do we want in our dog class actually? Especially if we want to give the dog a weight. Well, let's do this in steps. First thing is go give your dog a weight. Show me how to give the dog a weight. While you're doing that, I gotta scroll over here. This is really frustrating. Okay, I need to, no, that's not gonna happen. There we go. So where should I put my instance variables? Right under my dog. So I'm going to say weight. Boom.
Int.
Yeah. So my weight does it have to be an int?
Could be a double.
Could be a double. I'm gonna make it an int just to make my life easy.
Make it private.
Ah, theoretically, yeah, you do. Okay. We're gonna do something a little different because in this instance, do I really want to make it private here? What are my other choices?
Make it a dog.
No, I don't want to make it in the dog launcher. Definitely don't want to, because I want to create the dog, the instance, the dog has the weight. The dog launcher doesn't have a weight. Anyone know what the other modifier is? Protected, yeah. So I could do private, but what does protected do, Daniel? Do you remember? Yeah, so public would make weight accessible to the end user, right? So if I'm building an app, right, and I'm entering my dog's weight on some app for some reason, figure out how much dog food I feed him, right? And that would be actually kind of a cool app. Boom, we just came up with an idea. Okay, but if I'm the end user, I don't want to have access to be able to manipulate the dog's weight. Okay, so this protected allows me to access weight inside of this, all the classes in this program, but nowhere outside of it. So if I opened up some other class over here, some other program entirely and tried to access weight, I couldn't, but I will be able to access weight in Dog Launcher. Just with this, how do I change the dog's weight over here? How do I set the dog's weight?
Say Shumba dot weight.
Shumba dot weight. He's a hefty little chunky guy. 52. Let's run that and just see if it takes it. Didn't do anything. So come back over to dog and you're gonna set your bark method to be variable according to the dog's weight. How many weight classes do we want to use? 2 or 3? Let's say 3. Under 10 pounds, 10 to 50 pounds, and 50 pounds plus. So set your dog's bark. I don't care what your dogs do with these things. And we're actually gonna make them 48 just because of that. How about it? Should be typing.
Oh,
You're in there, you're building this thing. This is what you're doing. So in dog, you're making a variable weight class. Oh, what a pain in the butt. Okay. This does not work the way I want it to. That's all right. Oh well.
weight is protected.
Weight's protected. Right, but I could do if whatever you want to make them. I said 10 to 50, 50 plus. So under 10, 10 to 50, 50 plus. And this is just to get our coding fingers back into shape. Everyone remember how to do OR? I know. Quiet, Tony. How do we do OR?
Those lines.
Those lines. Oh, actually, not or. Right, we gotta use and. Less than, what did I say? 50? Oh, this should be, oops. Wow, I didn't sleep last night. Okay, there we go. All right, how are we doing with making our weight classes?
Working? So how do we test that it's working?
Just
Print
bark.
Bark. Just print bark?
No, we call the bark, message.
And what should we do to make sure it's actually working?
That it actually works.
That our weight classes are working.
Just try it.
See if you get in the right bark. You got about this?
You could do multiple dog out, you could create 3 different dogs of different sizes.
Yeah.
You could also just change the weight, right? We gotta test all 3 weights, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
That's what I was, I mean, probably thinking about that, but,
Whenever I go back to my dog, I'm still not resolved. What, strange? I'm not too sure what I.
what happened to the run? Go to your dog launcher.
Run. Show me what happens there.
Oh, so we got something.
Like it got stuck close and stuff. It gives me these errors, I'm not sure.
That's a weird one. If we. I'll be honest, I have no idea on that one. Click on the eye right there. Let's see what, where you go there again.
It says for each print statement I have. I'll check the spelling and everything.
No, you're fine. And if it's working, right? So that's the weird part. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, couldn't tell you on that one. Good. Getting there?
Getting there, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so what you could do, now why is Shumba here, real quickly, whoops. Why is Shumba arf-arfing? If my, what should he be doing if we look at the code? Should be barking, but he's arf-arfing, why?
Before the weight is set.
Yeah, I call the bark before the wait, right? So just remembering that this goes linearly. Someone asked me a really interesting question because in Python, where does your main method call have to be? At the very end. Where do your methods, where do your functions have to be? Before you call them. Java, you can put those things all over the place, right? I've put my main method in an entirely different class. Right? So Java doesn't work that way, but inside of your main method, it is linear, right? Or inside of your methods, your calls are linear. What time do we go till? Oh, it is shortened classes today, right? Okay. Woo. All right. So what your homework is you're just going to do, I'm pretty sure it's just the second piece of this. Now I will tell you that again, it's just sort of a crash course, right? It's part 2 of the crash course. There are things in here that you have not seen. Maps, for instance. Okay, and a few other things. We'll just keep working. We'll do exercises next time. So this is just read through it. I may give you a couple exercises just to get your fingers keep moving on the keyboard. Okay? Questions? Yeah.
So our homework is 0B.
0B, and I might give you a couple of the exercises from the end of 0B.
So do we do the exercises? 'Cause it
The one,
says-
if I give you exercises, yes. Don't do the exercises in 0B because you don't even have access to them.
Okay,
That make sense?
should we submit anything for 0A or?
No. Nope, all good. All right, have an awesome rest of your day. Yeah, have a good one. Stop recording.